Hi everybody, it's Andrea, and this video was actually made in two parts. The first half, up until putting the textures on the house, was before I took Lily to the vet and discovered that she was terminally ill. I came home and held her for 7 hours until she passed away, and then I made my tribute video the next day. Thank you so much to everybody who has shared their heart with me. I do appreciate it so much. I don't currently have the wherewithal to respond to the comments, but know that I have read every one of them and they have all touched my heart. So thank you so much. Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has been engaging with comments, likes, and subscribes. I do appreciate it so much as we continue to enjoy the #1 game in the Sims franchise, that being The Sims 2. So let's go ahead and, hi Daisy. Daisy is actually very upset about her sister being sick. We are going to the vet later today, and I will keep you updated as to how Lily is doing. But yeah, Daisy is actually also quite upset about it. I know, you love your sister. It's so sad. Okay, so we are back into Desiderata Valley, and today's clients are the contraries. Love and understanding are the foundations of a healthy family life, but can the contraries gain enough of it to keep themselves together? Let's go check them out. Okay, so nobody in the household has an adjusted personality. First, we have Edward, who is a knowledge sim. And content with his life thus far, Edward is constantly trying to improve himself, seeking knowledge wherever it can be found. He occasionally helps his close acquaintance, Mr. Mole, with tasks. That's not at all suspicious. Then here is Opal. Opal loves her job, loves her friends, and especially loves her family. She wants to find a way to encourage her son to do more than just play games, but at least it makes him happy. And finally, the teenager Rick. How could Rick's parents ever understand what he's going through? They've never had to deal with the stress of being a teenager. Well, that's actually true. The only person that seems to get him is his best friend, Violet. Okay, so it looks like they actually did a pretty good job blending him with Opal and Edward. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And I like to always find out if I can figure out what their lifelong hobby is, because that does help move this forward. Let's check what they are. So both Opal and Rick have a predestined hobby of sports, and Rick actually is about to gain some weight if he doesn't take care of that, because he hasn't had his, I haven't decided what to call the opposite of a boingy boingy moment is, but he hasn't had that. The bloopy bloopy, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to come up with something. Work with me here. Anyway, and so they're both sports, even though she's technically pursuing nature and he's technically pursuing games. And while he is technically pursuing science, he is a nature sim. So we will create a home that is reflective of that. It is a very simple house that is a ranch, although we do have a decent sized footprint, so we can come up with other things, because we will need to use the basement because it's not a particularly large lot for the size of the house. So anyway, let me figure out if they're ready to be evicted just as they are, because I think they probably are. So yes, the contraries are ready to be evicted. Let's go ahead and move them into the family bin, and that their budget is $61,000, which for a family of 3 is not particularly a lot, although I've worked with, well, you've seen me work with 70,000 for a family of 8. So 61 isn't too terrible. I can do this. So I actually don't mind the roof on this. I might fiddle with it to see if I can find something that works better, but this is actually pretty decent. None of them are tinkerers, so I don't know if I'm going to actually cater to the concept of a car, but at the same time, the pack comes with cars, so I might just include that. I haven't made my final decision, But yeah, I look at this, and so we have this, and they had actually compared the flowers in his hair with the yellow bedspread that matches. Actually works a lot with some various things. There's a sewing room back here, but none of them indicate that they actually are interested in that, so I don't think I'm going to go that route. Of course, we've got the front hall into the kitchen, and then the dining room over here. And while I actually don't disapprove of this, the allegation of space is somewhat awkward because we have a hall here and then we have a hall here. And it's like, well, the more halls you have, the less good use of space you have, especially in a smaller home. So we're going to see what we can do about that. You know, probably get a third bedroom, because in a house this size, I can fit in a third bedroom, especially when you consider all this wasted space right here. And while I am not 100% like, the house has to be centered, and I might very well justify this either left or right, depending, so they can make better use of a yard. This is strange. They have the fence up here equal with the deck, the front porch, I should say, and back here, that really bothers my sense of symmetry. Certain things I can let go of, but that one bothers me, not gonna lie. And of course I will expand to take advantage of the full yard, because why bring it in 2 tiles when you can go straight to the edge? In Sims 4 you have to be 1 tile away for a fence and 2 tiles away for a construction. And in Sims 2 you can have either 1 tile away for a fence, but also 1 tile away for construction. In Sims 2, you can do the fence to the edge, but 2 tiles away for construction. So yeah, this one I don't really approve of. I am going to make some changes with the lot itself, but I'm not going to increase the size of the lot simply because I am working with a tight budget and I don't want to add to that. Okay, so after moving this 2 tiles this direction, adding 2 tiles over here, moving it back, this is what we're left with after I have added back in a picket fence. This one, the front one with the floral, because it's pretty. And let's go ahead and remove all these excess tiles right here, like that. Oops, not all of them. Apparently I did that wrong. Okay, just those excess tiles, right, like that. And we will put in this, this, and this to reflect the original intent. And now, yeah, let's go ahead and add a garage to this home. And I will be playing with the roof anyways, because I have to remove the roof in order to not mess up the garage. So let's go ahead and remove that roof. I don't hate the roof. We will consider that as a possible roof for the final result. But right now I do have to remove that roof, and I have to remove the porch and this area. So of course we will choose a new place for our portals. And for the record, sometimes it's not a bad idea just to move the portals back a little bit, because sometimes the kids just stand there and cheer and they can't get past that. And once I have my garage in place, we will just cut away the foundation for the basement that we are definitely going to be using, because we don't have a lot of space, and that's okay. If there's one thing I know, is how to find space. And that is easily achieved. Oops. And the undo button is your friend if you accidentally do something. Now, with a smaller footprint and also taking away this space, by necessity, we will have smaller rooms, but that doesn't mean they can't be nice. So we will enclose the garage just like this. This will be a mud room. We're going to have one of our 2 full baths here. and this will be how we get down into the downstairs. This will be the kitchen and dining room combo, and there will be 3 bedrooms right along here. The master with the ensuite bath, a half bath right here, and 2 smaller kids' bedrooms right there. So we've got a front entryway, and then here is the main room. Again, if you've got a smaller footprint, whatever you can do to avoid hallways is going to be your best bet. And of course, just in reality, bedrooms all have to have a window. And officially in the United States, they have to have a closet, but I know that that's not the truth in other countries. So we will just go ahead and put the, well, it's going to be, not going to be cooperative. There we go. Right like that. And that's how this will get in. And now we can decorate and furnish it. I did actually remove the door from here. I was thinking of using it through the dining room here, but at the, or actually I think maybe I'll put the dining room here and this will be the kitchen. But I could have the door here. I haven't made my final decision on that. And I decided to go ahead and move the mudroom back just a little bit. Right like that. And here we have the finished product. One nice thing is this wallpaper from Seasons perfectly blends with this base game, so they can go together seamlessly as a continual unit. This will open up, and I've got opening to what will be a small porch or excuse me, deck or patio. I haven't decided which, to the backyard from both the main living area as well as the kitchen. Parents' room, their bathroom. Ooh, they probably need a door to get in there, don't they? I mean, it usually is easier to enter a room with a door. We'll put that one right there. And I figured Rick had outgrown the cowboy stuff, but this is still in the same basic color genre. And this would be a 3rd bedroom if somebody comes along, or the little hobby room. There, it was actually a very large sewing room that was there. And then of course we do have a very large basement that we can define for other purposes. So now I will furnish it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. You'll notice that I have the mailbox on the porch and the trash can right at the foot of the porch. And that's so hopefully nobody kicks over the trash can because it's not right on the curb. And also they don't come, ring the doorbell, and head out to the curb. Now panning out, we will see that I didn't do a lot with the roof line, but I changed this short gable for a hipped roof. And I have a basketball hoop on the driveway. Yes, it can be used. I've done it before. Over here, we have a fishing pond for Edward, also for Opal, because currently her hobby is nature, but that's Edward's predestined hobby. And so we also have a garden for him back here. And so that's pretty much the landscaping I did. I also added a good size back deck for them. So as we enter, we are presented with a hallway. There are 4 rooms. This would be a spare empty bedroom, Rick's room, a powder room, and Opal and Edward's room. Here we've got the staircase leading to the basement. And over here we have a full bath and a mudroom leading out to the garage. In the mudroom, we have a ratty old couch that I imagine belonged to Edward while he was in college, and Opal said he could only keep it as long as it stayed in the mudroom. And right outside the mudroom is a flight of stairs leading down into the attached garage. which is rather nondescript. So like I said, we've got several rooms to the right. This one it's empty, ready to be used in some way. Opal had an actual sewing room, but nobody has an arts and crafts love. Rick's room is also the same long and narrow room. Decided he was growing up, so I changed from the cowboy paper to the more grown up red with the plaid trim. He's got the bed from the shakily bed from Life Stories and some sporting paraphernalia, because even though he's currently a gamer, he does like sports, something he and Opal share. The little powder room actually does have a wall shower, so it could be used for all purposes, but officially it's just a tiny little powder room. Opal and Edward's room does have the large shakily bed that comes with Life Stories, and I have been looking for the download that I used for Life Stories, and I can't find it. I don't know if it's still out there, but I did use the flowers in her hair that matches the pink bedspread. Originally it had the flowers in his hair that matched the yellow bedspread, but I figured this is quite lovely for them, and they do have a small ensuite bath, a 2x3 bath, which is the same as the bath that is off of the mudroom. Now from Opal and Edward's room, we see the living room, and it's pretty basic. It's not meant for like hanging out and doing fun stuff other than reading, but we do have some of the modern furniture, very comfy. And I created a carpet with the celebration stuff. Through here we can get to either the kitchen or the dining room. Dining room only has seating for 4. I don't imagine that they're planning to do any major entertaining with the Bon Voyage stuff. And some standard base game stuff for their kitchen, but everything pulls together. We've got a lot of greens pulling everything together for a nice cohesive theme. And these 2 doors can each go to the deck from the back. So, and then an archway pulling everything together so it works in a round. So we go back through the living room to the front door, and right here to the right we are presented with our staircase to the basement. As we go down the staircase, we are presented with a very 70s basement with cheap wood paneling and shag carpet. Now the larger room here in the basement is completely empty, but when we go through here we have a den, rec room, whatever you want to call it, and we've got the old TV, the comfy couch, a chess set with chairs from Life Stories. We've got ourselves a dartboard, console gaming system, radio, telephone, some sports jerseys, and we also have a bookcase. Now, everything here that's on the console, it is here because of, oops, let's just go ahead and put it right back. It's there because of something that was shown to me by my friend Jaton Fowler, and I will show you this. You see how I have a vase here in the bookshelf? Oops, let's go ahead and put it back. We're going to grab the bookshelf, and it's hiding out here in no man's land. Let's color it. That's what it actually looks like. And so you choose the one you want. You've got to use your various cheats. So we'll just put that right back. But now it looks like there is a vase in the bookshelf. And there's a lot of these. They're called OSMPs, and they've got them here for the staircase. So I can actually use, let's just grab these, and you put it down here at the bottom, and they go all the way up just like that. They are found under surfaces, miscellaneous, and they have no cost to them. So after you place them, you do just color them invisible. and it's a great way to place things, and they've got different heights and things to go with, so you can put things wonderfully. I actually saw somebody use this short one to put lilies in one of the fountains. So now let's go ahead and put the contraries in and see what they think. Okay, so the house sells for $6,334 and they have $61,540. Let's go ahead and buy it. So, okay, that's interesting.
Oh, God.
All right. And so like the Tinkers were thin when I started, Rick is actually heavy because his body type actually was low enough for him to be heavy, but that's okay. You know what, Rick, why don't you shoot some hoops, and Opal, why don't you join him? Okay, and Rick has had his moment of discovery, and why don't you actually do some of this? See, there we go. We've got sports activities. Oh, the granny style, and you didn't do it. That's okay. And now we've got a nature lover. Wonderful. One thing about shooting hoops is it actually raises their fitness pretty freaking fast. And actually body skill goes up pretty well with the basketball hoop. All right. There we go. Boingy, boingy. You're much better now, Rick. And somebody go grab that for me, please. Oh, Rick is peeing. That's wonderful. Okay, great. And literally none of them can actually do some cooking with confidence, but let's go ahead and have some shrimp gumbo. Rick's enjoying a bubble bath. Love that for you. Okay, nice job with the shrimp gumbo. And now, Edward, why don't you join us? And I feel like that this is actually going to be, oh, no longer enemies. We love that. I feel like this is going to be a good fit for this family as they move forward in their hobby, and maybe Rick will actually get into college, who knows. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you soon in the pixelated world, and that's all I have to say. BK out.